What is up, guys? Welcome to the show. So I figured I'd talk about this matchup yesterday. I'm not even going to call it a boxing match because it wasn't even a boxing match. I mean, this was that Kristen versus Vitaly. This was just, it was built as a boxing match. Okay, it was in a boxing ring. But it was so horrible. It was like, the lead up was decent and you thought you were going to get something like, a boxing match, but it ended up being like, it really reminded me of like two first graders trying to fight in the schoolyard. Like, not one of these guys knew how to throw a punch. Not one of these guys knew how to defend from that punch. Not one of these guys knew how to move. Not one of these guys knew how to block. It was just so hard to watch. As a boxing fan, it was just brutal. Like I said, like not one of these guys. Neither, and I expected more from Vitaly. Like I figured at least that guy would be able to throw a punch because he's kind of more of a known person to, get into fights here and there. But I mean, clearly he's never won one of those because I've never seen anybody try to throw a punch quite like that, like especially in a boxing ring. Um, with no headgear or anything like that. Like, I was kind of like wondering if this was like a prank at first. I was like, is this a real boxing match or are these guys like pranking everybody just because it was that bad? Like, I was like, these guys can't be throwing punches like this. Like, it was just so weird to watch. Like, I've never seen anybody throw punches like that, like, especially grown men in a boxing ring. Like, you'd think that they'd have some type of training, but it literally looked like they had zero training. It was just like, okay, hey, you guys want to fight each other? Yeah, let's fight each other. Okay, go at it. Like you could tell that their training was either zero training or their trainers need to and their coaches need to be fired because clearly you did such a bad job at training both these guys that it was such a joke. Like, I can't even look at either of these guys serious anymore without being like, are you for real? And at the end of the matchup, when it was declared a draw because both guys were just so terrible that they decided to call it a draw, Vitaly was like shocked and was like disappointed. And it was like, really? You are shocked and you're disappointed that this fight was a draw, yet you wanted to, kill this guy and stuff like that, and that's how you're gonna come out swinging, like really, like your defense on both parts, your defenses were zero, your punching game was a zero, like a joke. Like if you got in the ring with any professional boxer or really any semi-professional boxer, you both would have been dead within the first like 15 seconds. Like you both would have been knocked out in the first 15 seconds because of the fact that like it was just that bad. There was no movement on each other. There was no, like I said, there was not one real punch that was thrown that whole entire time. Not one real punch was even thrown. The blocking was non-existent. It wasn't even there. Like as a boxing fan, I'm disgusted to call this even a boxing match. Like that's how bad it was. Like don't watch this. If you're a boxing fan, do not watch this. If you're like I don't know, a fan of either one of them, go ahead and watch it. But if you're a boxing fan, it was just so dumb. Like these two really need to, like, if they're gonna rewind this thing, like wind it back and do it again, like get some training and learn how to throw a punch, learn how to defend, learn how to move, learn how to like this was just so horrible. Like I can't say enough bad things about this. Like it was just so bad. Like you can't even call yourselves fighters. You can't even call yourselves boxers after something like that. Like go back, get some real training, do it right. Like put some honor in the sport and put some pride and respect in what you do. That's all I got to say about that.